One of the things that's common to mankind is that we all have the law written on our heart and we all have a conscience. The Apostle Paul talks about this in Romans chapter 2, verses 14 and 15. He says, "Indeed, when the Gentiles, who do not have the law, do by nature things required by the law, they are a law for themselves, even though they do not have the law. Since they show that the requirements of the law are written on their hearts, their consciences also bearing witness, and their thoughts now accusing, now even defending them." What Paul is saying here is the Israelites who received the law, the Jewish people that received the law of Moses, when Moses brought that law down from Mount Sinai to the people, when Gentiles who aren't Jews, when they do by nature the things that was written in that law, even though they've never seen it, they prove that the law has been written on their heart and that they have a conscience that is bearing witness to that law that is written on their hearts. And what that conscience is doing is it's accusing them. It's accusing them of not measuring up to this moral standard that exists, this moral standard that has been written on their heart. Now people try to deal with that in a lot of different ways. They feel that they have not met that standard, and so they go about trying to fix that problem. And they come up with their own solutions. Some try to compare themselves to others and say, well, at least I'm better than that person. Or at least I've done less bad things than that person. Or they try to outweigh their good with the bad, or try to outweigh the bad with the good. If I do more good things than bad in my life, well, then I'm coming out on top. That's my solution. Or they use kind of the latter method. They realize that they're not perfect, that they don't measure up now, but they try really hard to get better and better and better as they climb this ladder and try to solve that problem. But the problem with all those proposed solutions is that they never satisfy. They never fix the moral corruption that exists within the person. A disconnect between God and that person is never rectified by any of those man-made methods. And really, any of those world religions that exist are somewhat based on those three different ways of trying to rectify that distance. Either the comparison, either the more good than bad, or most of these world religions are the latter sort of concept. They tell you the things that you need to do to get right with God. But Christianity is different than any other religion because of Jesus. Because of what Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 5. It says, "God made him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God." Christianity is different than any other religion because instead of telling you something to do, God provided somebody to do it for you. Instead of telling you something to do, God proclaims to you that it has already been done. That when Jesus said on the cross, it is finished, he meant it. It is finished. He has taken care of that disconnect between you and God. He has brought you and God back together again. He has reconciled you to himself. So there's nothing left to do. It's all been done. And that's why the message of Christianity is so precious. That's why the message of Christianity is different than any other message out there, because it gives you true and lasting peace. To know that it has been done for you, there's nothing left to do but believe. Praise God. Praise God that he has provided Jesus to be our righteousness on our behalf, so that there is nothing for us to do but to focus on what has been done for us